Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I am Melanie with Melanie Smith Stamps, and if you're visiting for the first time, I want to say welcome. I am so happy you're here. I hope by the end of the video you have enjoyed the content and you hit that like and subscribe button. So today we are playing with some LDRS creative products. I've got Doodle Flower, Delicate Stitches Scalloped Oval, and Arches Thank You here that I'm playing with. As always, the products will be linked down below for your convenience, so if you see anything you like, just look down below under the More button. So we are going to make a shaped card, and I thought that would be fun to use this largest of the scalloped, the delicate scallop stitches here. It's a really pretty and dainty scalloped edge, and I just think it's so pretty, and it'll go with these little flowers beautifully. So I've die cut 3 of these out already. We're going to use 2 for our actual card base, and then we'll cover the front of the card base with the blue one. So I'm going to use my score buddy and score one of these at the top here. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this and do like maybe like a 1/2 inch or so here at the top. And I'll go ahead and score that on both sides just because we're going to bend it back and forth just to give it a good hinge there at your top of your card, like so. Set that aside. And the reason for this is we're going to glue the top of that to this one, which is going to allow for your card base to swing open and closed. It's just the quickest and easiest way to make a shaped card, and you can do this pretty much with any die shape. So I love to do this. It makes it look different. It's still approximately A2 in size with this die. Some dies, of course, are smaller or larger depending on the dies that you're using, but I like doing something a little outside the box, something people aren't going to expect. And I think this makes for a really pretty look to your card base. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this here. I'm using a liquid glue so that it's strong. This will be the hinge of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and line these die cuts up and press there along the top. Make sure that's going to open up nicely. And I'll go ahead and take my bone folder here and just give that a really good press. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now we have our shaped card base like that. So now we're going to go ahead and put this one on top here, and then we will decorate the front of our card. So I'm going to go ahead while I'm thinking about it and go ahead and move these out of our way, and we will go ahead and get our sentiment better pressed. I'm going to use one of LDRS's hybrid inks today. And I'm going to use just a piece of scratch paper from my scratch over here on the side of me, just to make it easier and quicker while I am pressing here on camera. You don't always have to use BetterPress paper if you're not wanting to. Here's our sentiment. Very pretty. I'm just going to take that off of here, and I will die cut it real quick. The beauty about this die set is that these coordinating dies fit perfectly around the outer edges. And you can see right inside here perfectly. So you can get it perfectly aligned every time. I'm just going to take those pieces of tape off of my BetterPress down here and use those same pieces of tape. Nice thing about the Best Ever Craft tape is you can use it over and over again. So I'm just going to line this up. Make sure this one's lined up as well. Looks good. And I will just run this through my die cut machine. All right, we will have a sentiment there. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this 2 more times because I like to have a deep or a stacked sentiment. So I'm going to cut this twice more, and these are just going to be glued together, and the sentiment will be stacked. I love the dimension this gives when you stack your sentiments up like this. You don't have to use foam squares, and it just gives a stable sentiment, but still gives dimension, which I like, especially when your sentiment is detailed. It has all these little swirls and cutouts. It really does make for a nice firm sentiment that is still full of dimension. And the reason I did that sentiment first, I did the BetterPress first, is so that we can build our flowers around our sentiment. So that sentiment's going to go right there, and then we're going to do a card design around it, a flower design around it, and we can just build to our heart's content with our flowers and make a beautiful scene. So now we're going to switch over here and we will put together the rest of these flowers. Get my reverse tweezers and my glue, and I'm doubling up my papers here as well, because I want these to be sturdy and full of dimension also. So these flowers, I'm going to line up the size of the petals so that they're all matching. Looks like it goes like that. Oh, wait a minute. There we go, like so. When you die cut out these doodle flowers, they give such a beautiful texture. I'll show you up close here in just a second. Let me glue this one here. Look at the beautiful debossing on the flower. I just thought that was gorgeous. Go ahead and make sure that's all lined up. There we go. And I'm not doing 3, I'm only doing 2. It just gives it a little more sturdiness and texture. So there's our second flower. Now we'll do the stamen in the center. I probably should do this the other way. Put the circle down and hold this with the tweezers. There we go. Get that little excess glue off of there so don't have a lot of glue coming out on the foil. I've used a shiny purple foil card for this. And let's see here. This is kind of a unique shape. And if it doesn't line up perfectly, it'll be okay. There we go. Perfect. Then I'm going to turn it over add a little glue here as well. And then we will add it to the center of our flower, like so. So I've got a medium purple for the flower itself, a pale purple underneath here, and then I've got a purple foil from Tonic Studios there on top. So there's that. Got two of those larger flowers. And I'm going to do the same thing with this small leaf and this larger leaf, just stacking those on top of each other. These are really thin branches, and that's one reason I wanted to do these. Then the leaves and the pink flowers are just going to be single layers. We're not going to double them. Those were big enough and thick enough, I thought. Those would be okay, because the papers that they're die cut out of. All right. Get those all nice and lined up. Still haven't got my husband to try this gluing process yet. He's die cutting like a crazy man, but has not glued anything yet. I'm still trying to talk him into it. He says he has fat fingers. So he hasn't tried yet. I told him with the right tools, he should be able to do it. Men just don't have patience like women do sometimes. I think that's probably it. All right, gonna get these little flower buds here all glued up by adding just a little bit of glue here to the bottom of each one of them. Then I'm just going to line these up like so, the bottom of the green to the bottom of the yellow, and they fit perfectly there. So cute. So cute. I've used some textured paper from my stash. These were all die cut out of scrap papers. I always have so many scraps, so when I'm die cutting little pieces like this, I tend to use my scrap paper. I have it in like an accordion folder. And anytime I'm cleaning up from a project, all the scraps go in the accordion by Rainbow Colors. And then I'm missing a bud here. There it is. And then when I have little die cuts to do, I just pull from the rainbow. And we are good to go for our next project. Perfect. There we go for that. Then we just have one little dollop of glue left right there in the center of the pink flower, and we have a yellow center right there. And this one also has some really nice debossing on it too. Really cute. Okay, and I've got some extra flowers over here too. So we just need to layer these all up and get them glued down, and we are done. So I'm going to pull these off here so we can start gluing. I do have some 3D adhesive if we decide to do some of that on this, but I'm going to go ahead and put the sentiment on here first so we know where it's going, and then we can design around it. Okay. Make sure we're going the right direction. Okay. Thinking of you. See the dimension that that gives? There we go. And if you want this card to stand without rolling, all you have to do is open this up and cut a little straight like that. And then it will stand like so. Just so you know, that's how you get it to stand up. All right, so we will look here at our placement. We're definitely going to do something like that. And then we'll have our second flower. And then we'll have I'm going to go ahead and hook this one down. There we go. Got that one down there. And I think I'm going to pop this one up. I'll go ahead and put a little foam square right there so we can pop her up like so. And then see where this extra green is going to go. I might put the other purple one underneath so it's flat. Well, I better put the greenery down first. See how that will look. And we still have leaves, so we're going to put these pink ones in last because we're still going to have leaves. I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Okay, and I'm going to put this other little greenery, but I'm going to only glue the bottom portion of this so that it sticks up a little bit, just to give it some fullness. That way that doesn't stick down there. That has some body there. Then we can hook this one down here, like so. I think I am going to put a glue square on here, but I'm still going to tuck it under this one. I want to make sure those, whoops, it's stuck to my finger. I want to make sure those twigs down there are covered, the bottom of the branches. Okay, and then let's put some of these darker leaves in. Put a couple down here. There we go. That way it's curving that way. Let's see, so you can see what I'm doing. Put one more. I like the idea of 3 here. And then I think I'm going to end up putting this one there, but I'm going to leave it there for just a second. Then let's see here. We'll put one there. And one here. One and that one there and there. These colors are just so springy and summery. I think I'm going to put it up here. There we go. So there is my card. And I think that turned out really cute. Let's see, I might put a couple embellishments. So let me grab some embellishments real quick. Let me see. I will grab some Pink Fresh. Let's see which ones I want to use. Maybe I'll use a couple of these little baubles. Some little ones, yeah. Put some little ones right there. I think I will put a couple up here. If I can get little dots out. And then one right down here. We'll put a medium one on this medium. And then we'll put a small one on the small one. And we'll put another small one, if I can get it to turn over, on that small one. Or just a little bit of bling. There we go. Thinking of you. So thanks for stopping by today, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.